peek more deeply into your soul. I can see into your mind. You like Castlevania, don't you?
What's up, everyone? I am the Kaiju no Kami, and Halloween month continues with a look at my top 10 favorite modern Doctor Who episodes. Why am I doing Doctor Who in the middle of Halloween month? Well, that's simple. If you've seen my other top 10 videos, I said that Doctor Who is at its finest when it does horror, and the modern series is no different. My top favorite episodes are pretty much horror-based, just like those early Tom Baker-esque episodes and a bunch of the other classic episodes that I loved. So let's take a look at number 10. Kicking off this list is the very underrated Christopher Eccleston's The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. This duo was Stephen Moffat's first set of Doctor Who episodes and set the bar quite high for future stories. Here, the Doctor and his latest companion, one Rose Tyler, travel to World War II London during the Blitz when they find themselves under attack not only by German bombs, but also by a strange child cosplaying as Psycho Mantis and creepily asking if everyone he encounters is his mommy. Additionally, the Doctor and Rose meet a time agent calling himself Jack Harkness, and a bond is formed that would become a staple going forward.
Good evening. Hope we're not interrupting. Jack Harkness, I've been hearing all about you on the way over.
He knows. I had to tell him about us being time agents.
As with many episodes found in this list, this couple was brimming with the usual components that make a Doctor Who story phenomenal: horror, atmosphere, suspense, and tension. And why should you accept anything less? Number 9. Next is...
Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Hey, listen!
The Doctor's current companion Clara enters the TARDIS to go on another adventure and finds the Doctor to be quite antsy. Or at least antsier than usual. She uses a device on the TARDIS that was supposed to tap into her childhood, but instead taps into that of her current crush, a man named Danny Pink. In the past, they meet a young Danny, learning that he is scared of a strange monster that is apparently hiding under his bed at night.
Why aren't you sitting on it then? Do you think that there's something underneath it?
This causes Clara and the Doctor to end up traveling back to Gallifrey when the Doctor was a child, for he himself was visited by something under his bed, only for Clara to make a startling revelation.
Hello?
Like with The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, Listen features the aforementioned ingredients to provide one of Capaldi's best outings in his 3-season run. Number 8. Next on my list is Matt Smith's premiere, The 11th Hour. Oh my god, I just got why it's called The 11th Hour. Wow, yeah, I just got that. A newly regenerated Doctor crashes in the backyard of a house that is inhabited by a young girl named Amy Pond, who has a strange crack in her wall. The Doctor helps her and promises to come right back to take her on a journey, only to not show up for a decade. Upon his return, not only does he meet an older Amy, but a new mystery surrounds the crack in the wall as an alien entity has slithered its way into our world through it, and has taken over a variety of hosts to live in.
What? I'm sorry, but what?
It's all one creature disguised as two. Clever old multi-form.
This causes an extraordinary space force to threaten the well-being of the Earth, bringing about Smith's most brilliant scene of his entire run.
I'm the Doctor. Basically, run.
The 11th Hour is without a doubt one of the best premieres of any Doctor, rivaling those that featured Jon Pertwee and Tom Baker. Number 7. The 50th Anniversary Special, Day of the Doctor. Like I said, Day of the Doctor was the 50th anniversary special for the franchise, and what a magnificent piece of entertainment it was. Not only do we get David Tennant's Doctor returning to team up with the current Doctor in the same manner the original show used to do, but it also brought back the Zygons who haven't been seen since their introductory episodes back during Tom Baker's second season. Furthermore, it dives into what exactly was going on during the Time War, though I must admit, the scope of the war felt a tad disappointing considering how the first season made it sound like the Time War was across the entire universe as opposed to just situated on Gallifrey. Nevertheless, getting to watch the events unfold of the Time War, what originally led the Doctor to being believed to be the last remaining Time Lord.
You wanted a big red button. One big bang. No more Time Lords. No more darlings.
A moral discussion the Doctor holds between the Zygons and UNIT that harkens back to that of the Doctor and Davros in Genesis of the Daleks.
How many times have you made that calculation?
Once. Turn me into the man I am now.
You tell yourself it's justified, but it's a lie. Because what I did that day was wrong. Just wrong.
And perfectly timed bits of comedy.
We are incredibly clever.
How did you do that?
Wasn't locked. Hang on. 3 of you in one cell, and none of you thought to try the door.
All make for a wonderful experience that only a half century can provide. Oh, and who can forget that fantastic cameo? It may not be the best of the entire franchise, but Day of the Doctor is the one story every Doctor Who fan, new or old, needs to watch. Number 6. As I have said in previous Doctor Who videos, the Cybermen are my favorite villains of the franchise. So is it any surprise that Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel are in my top 10 list? I hope not. Another solid two-parter that reintroduces the Cybermen to new audiences by making them beings from another dimension. The Doctor, Rose, and her on and off again boyfriend Mickey are tossed into an alternate dimension where the populace has grown accustomed to technological advances headed by a cyber engineering company known as Cybus Industries. The founder of the company creates the Cybermen as a means to upgrade humanity so that he and all others who are paralyzed no longer have to live as such. But things go awry as the Cybermen rebel against him.
Of course!
Now it is up to the Doctor, his companions, a small band of revolutionaries led by Mickey's alternate Earth counterpart, and this world's version of Rose's dad to stop them. Not only are the episodes a wonderful way to bring back the Cybermen, but it also brings them back even better than they were before, given that we are able to witness a lot of what goes on into being cyberized. Oh, and their new theme song frickin' rocks. Number 5. Whatever you do, don't blink. Okay, I'm done. Blink is an oddball episode. It is one that hardly features the Doctor in it, and yet that helps it stand out. Well, it also helps that the episode features what are hands down the best modern Doctor Who adversaries out there, the Weeping Angels. The Doctor and companion Martha Jones find themselves trapped in the past without the TARDIS. As such, the Doctor has to seek out the help of a young woman to find the TARDIS and send it back to them through an old DVD Easter egg feature.
You're reading aloud from a transcript of a conversation you're still having.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Actually, never mind that.
Unfortunately, the TARDIS is stuck in a house that is being watched by the Weeping Angels, a race of demonic creatures that are trapped in the guise of statues whenever someone looks at them. Getting touched by these beings means being sent back in time and having to live out the rest of your life in the past, which feeds the angels.
Fascinating race, the Weeping Angels. The only psychopaths in the universe to kill you nicely. No mess, no fuss, they just zap you into the past and let you live to death.
Only Doctor Who can take something as beautiful as stone statues and turn them into the stuff of nightmares. Don't blink. Number 4. Next on my list is a trilogy of horror stories from Peter Capaldi. Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, and Hell Bent.
Hey!
Shut up!
The second season of Peter Capaldi's run is hands down one of the best seasons overall in Doctor Who history. Every story felt like something out of the trio of Tom Baker's seasons Philip Hinchcliffe helmed. But it is this 3-part story that really takes the cake, with the second part also being one of the greatest standalone episodes of the franchise. The Doctor and Clara have to investigate a murder in a hidden alien refugee city. The events there cause great anguish for the Doctor, which leads him into waking up in some sort of isolated castle tower that is protected by a terrifying monster that makes me think of the Clock Tower video game series.
Finally run out of corridor. There's the life summed up. Now this is new. I'm scared.
He looks more like the ghost of Christmas future.
There, the Doctor must uncover another mystery that takes him to Gallifrey and their damnation.
Welcome home, sir. As commander of the armed forces of Gallifrey, I bring you the greetings of the High Council.
Boom. Roasted.
This 3-part story features everything you could ask of Doctor Who: mystery, intrigue, horror, suspense, atmosphere, and tension. Number 3. Vincent Van Gogh, or Vincent Van Gogh, depending on how you decide to pronounce it or where you're located at, is one of my favorite artists of all time. As such, I was very excited for when Doctor Who was bringing him into the show, and this episode did not disappoint. That is Vincent and the Doctor. Vincent and the Doctor sees the Doctor and Amy discovering an unknown creature in one of Vincent Van Gogh's paintings, enticing them to travel back in time to meet the man.
Hello, I'm the Doctor.
I knew it.
Sorry?
My brother's always sending doctors, but you won't be able to help.
Oh, no, not that kind of doctor.
There, they become great friends with Vincent, who initially distances himself from the duel for fear of getting attached to more people that will in the end abandon him. Nevertheless, he does eventually open up to them, and they have a great adventure of trying to stop the invisible beast. This episode is as captivating as it is touching, for it is one of the most emotional episodes of the entire franchise. I also want to give props to Bill Nye for his incredible performance as the museum curator.
Look! Up in the sky! It's a cloud! It's a plane!
To me, Van Gogh is the finest painter of them all. He transformed the pain of his tormented life into ecstatic beauty.
Number 2. Coming in at number 2 is the horror-filled Silence in the Library and the Forest of the Dead. The Doctor and current companion, Donna Noble, find themselves at a library that seems to be empty.
It's really, really quiet.
Yeah, maybe. But they'd still show up on the system.
They run into an expeditionary team that has entered the library to find out why the library had been sealed off a century ago, and it is here that the Doctor and Donna meet River Song, a scientist who apparently knows who the Doctor is, leaving the Doctor vexed.
You're doing a very good job acting like you don't know me. I'm assuming there's reason.
Oh, fairly good one, actually.
Okay, should we do diaries then? Where are we this time?
In time, it is discovered that the library is full of piranha-like creatures that move between the shadows and will devour anyone whose shadow they attach to.
That is the very last thought of the man who wore that suit. Before you climbed inside and stripped his flesh. That's a man's soul, trapped inside a neural relay and ran around forever.
Not only is this one of the most unique stories of the modern series, but it is also one of the most suspenseful, as it keeps you at the edge of your seat pondering what is going to happen next.
Who turned out the lights? Hey, who turned out the lights?
As always, let's take a look at some honorable mentions.
I don't mean to be rude or anything, but who exactly are you?
Sarah Jane Smith. I used to travel with the Doctor.
Oh, he's never mentioned ya.
I don't understand. I was expected down here. I was given a safe landing in air.
You have declared war upon the Cybermen.
This is not war. This is pest control.
Who are you?
Tonight, I'm a ghost of Christmas past.
I saw you before at the lake. I'm here. But then I forgot. How did I forget?
And you will do nothing to stop it. Time Lord.
Number 1. And finally, my favorite modern Doctor Who episode is another story done by Stephen Moffat, The Girl in the Fireplace. This one was kind of a hard choice due to how amazing the Library two-parter was, but there was just something so distinctive about this one that makes me love it just a bit more than the former choice. The Doctor, Rose, and Mickey arrive on an empty spaceship and find that there is some kind of time distortion that connects the ship with the bedroom belonging to a French girl. It turns out that a bunch of killer robots on the ship are stalking the girl until she is older, as they want to use her organs to power their ship. At least, that is what their programming has told them so.
But what are you doing here? Did you come to 18th century France? Why?
One more part is required.
Why specifically her?
We are the same.
It's a very unique tale of time manipulation that really shows off Moffat's writing brilliance and manages to maintain an edge of creepiness with these robots that want to chop this woman up and have no morals as to why they are doing what they are doing, as they're just following programming.
Right. Many things about this are not good.
Now that is truly terrifying. Fighting robots that are just killing because they're programmed to do so. Not because someone's crazy or psychotic or they want revenge or all this stuff. There is no morals here. They just want to kill because that's their programming, folks. With that said, that brings an end to my top 10 modern Doctor Who episodes list. What are your top 10 episodes? Let me know. Click like, click subscribe, click the bell notification, click whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support me. You can support me on Patreon at Kaiju no Kami, Facebook Kaiju no Kami, Twitter Kaiju no Kami, Instagram Kaiju no Kami, and my website creativitybydesignllc.com. Until next time, bye.